Hi folks, welcome back to the Model 3 Man channel after a very long absence. Now, if you have been following the channel, you will know that Janine and I upped and retired to the beautiful island of Cozumel in Mexico. And for the last 5 months, we've been here overseeing the final construction of the condo unit, requesting some changes, doing just a ton of sometimes challenging, sometimes puzzling administrative work to get the condo in our name and to make sure we did everything by the book. And the bottom line is, the headline news is simply, we're in the new condo. We're in our forever home in Cozumel, the island of Cozumel in the country of Mexico, and it is glorious. So we're not sitting here with regrets and second thoughts. We're loving every minute of it. We're loving the scuba diving, the snorkeling, everything that makes this island so special. And of course, as many of you know, I did set up another channel called CozumelMan, as opposed to Model 3 Man. And in CozumelMan, I outline our experiences, how things work, how we're enjoying it. But let's get back to the important thing. My one sadness when I sold Red Dragon and I left North Vancouver and I had no more Tesla, my major sadness was that I'd sold it just before the brand new Tesla full self-driving version 12 was being introduced. And I figured I'm never going to get to experience it. I'm never going to be able to share the experience of this brand new version 12, which of course is the one based on artificial intelligence, not lines of written code. And I thought I would never get a chance to see it. A month or two back, I had to go back to Canada to oversee the transportation of some of our personal goods and effects, getting them down here. While I was there, I suddenly remembered, way back, two years back, a wonderful guy by the name of Shawn Bissell, who's a North Vancouverite, was kind enough to invite me to go in his Model 3 to experience the first version of full self-driving. That was years ago. And full self-driving was just not that good at that time. And I thought to myself, I wonder if he's still here and still has the car, and whether he has version 12. The answer to all three of those was yes, yes, and yes. And would he take me on a drive in full self-driving 12? He was happy to do it. Here's the episode. Here is what I filmed a few weeks back when I was back in Vancouver. So we're doing a 4-stop trip here. Westview Shopping Centre first, then the Lonsdale Quay, then the North Van District Library, and coming back to the 7-Eleven here. And that will be a challenging set of destinations for sure. Yeah. And by the way, I'm with Shawn, and he was the person who gave me the first drive in full self-driving before I got it in Red Dragon, and now the first person to give me version 12 in FSD as well.
And the power.
All right, and truly, the car's doing the driving.
Oh, tape done. One thing you should note is I've changed the, I've turned off the auto max speed.
Okay.
I found that it just goes too slow, this one.
Yes.
Turn that off.
Okay.
And I'll set the plus 15.
Okay, that's I used to have it on plus 10, but plus 15's probably better. So we're
going
turning this direction. And it does. Now that was interesting.
Yeah.
In the old version 11, that would have been too hesitant. It would have waited for sure.
It would have waited, yeah. And I didn't touch anything.
Yeah.
I had my foot down there, just covering the accelerator, but I didn't hit it.
Yeah, that was interesting. So now we've got humps here.
Yeah,
there.
Humps.
Man, it's slowed right down.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It sees them.
Wow. Now, is it seeing the paint on the hump, or is it seeing the profile?
I'm not sure, but
I mean,
yeah,
here's
I
one.
think in this case,
here's one.
Paint.
Slows right down.
To 11.
Goodness. Well, that's exactly like a person.
Yeah.
So far.
Now it's going a little too slow here for my liking.
Well, those of you who are just tuning in, I am on a quick return visit to Canada. We now live in Cozumel. I had to give up, and look at that. It moved aggressively forward, but waited for the car.
It's waiting for this pedestrian.
It's waiting for this pedestrian.
He's not
moving. It made up its mind pretty quickly.
Yeah, it was good.
Wow. I'm here to move our goods and took the opportunity to contact Shawn because he was the person to give me my first experience in FSD when I was still a FSD virgin. And this is my first experience of version 12. And so far, hugely impressed. And coming up to a hump once again. Down there, it slowed. And this is, what is this? Kind of a pedestrian crossing?
Yeah.
But of course with vehicles coming up, so at some point I guess it's got to creep in order to see what's happening.
It won't creep until that car goes, I don't think.
Okay, all right.
That truck. Because you see, if we had creeped, it would have blocked the bike.
Yeah, there's a car indicating. Well,
now, this car, I'm not sure if they're gonna go.
Well, let's have a look and see. Cars coming from the left. There's a car ahead of us that's wanting to turn across our path. Okay.
I'm not doing anything. Let the lady go. Okay.
No, it's going.
Stop. Technically, that was correct.
Well, it saw that she was very hesitant. She was almost waiting for you.
Yeah.
She was kind of letting you go, and the car sensed that, and it just went.
Yeah, I think legally you have, if you're turning left, you have to yield no matter what.
That's correct. Yeah. Unless the person driving is a very, very cautious or new driver, and then they just sit back, and sometimes they'll motion you to go.
That's
you
correct,
know.
Yeah. You didn't see it there, but there was a car coming pretty quickly from the right, and there was a yield sign, and it just kept going. Like, it saw it, but it's what I would have done too.
Okay. Well, it did say it's becoming more human-like in its driving. So you can see from the animation there that the car is, oh, look at that, it slowed right down again for a hump. The car is aware of everything around it, and I know for a certainty that it's aware of more than it indicates on the screen. So we'll see certain things here, but trust me, the car's aware of even more. So let's look at where we are right now. We're probably going right to the end of the road and then turning left.
Yeah.
To get to Westview Center.
I changed the visualization.
Okay, right.
So
now we got the whole screen.
Yeah.
And another hump. There we go.
Pretty good at those.
Yeah, excellent. I remember the first one I went over, it just ramped over it. Didn't even notice it. But those were early days.
So it is going a bit slow here. Like, it is a 40 zone, but it's only doing 35.
Okay.
I'd be going probably 45.
Well, you know, I mean, if it errs on the side of more cautious driving, we shouldn't complain too much. Another hump.
I think it's definitely seeing the hump, because there was right now these speed bumps have crosswalks on them.
Yes.
And then there was a crosswalk without a speed bump, and it went over it without slowing down. And then now it's doing the opposite. So
yeah,
it's went over that one without slowing down either. So.
Oh, we've got a green arrow.
And it's just
it goes. Look at that. Look at that. Now it's going to change lanes correctly because it's got to turn off into the Westview Center.
And this will be a good example of a left turn without coming.
Well, it's got it. Actually has to pass all these cars first and then stay in the left lane.
It's just often a lot of...
Oh, look at that. It indicates.
Yeah.
Even though it's one single wide lane, it knew an indication was called for. Beautiful. This can be a long light, this one.
Yeah. So it's yellow, and it's going to roll.
Look what we got across there.
No, it did roll it.
Is that lucid?
Oh, it is lucid.
Yeah.
I probably would have stopped on that yellow, but it went for it.
It went for it. Remember, it's learned from millions of little videos, and all humans do that. So,
it's a big speed.
Okay, so it was going pretty slowly over the bump.
Okay.
Now, is it going to turn right here? And
should.
Yeah, it is. All right.
Didn't signal though. And well,
no, that's interesting. It didn't signal. Did it have to? I don't know.
Actually, the map doesn't have that as
the map shows it as yeah. I think that's right. Got another hump.
Yeah.
That's okay. Some nasty humps in this parking lot.
It's stopped here.
It's just on the island.
Yes,
that'd be pretty cool. Yeah. Not that I've got, you know, unlimited miles to drive there, because it's a 30-mile long by a 10-mile wide island.
Right.
Still, plenty of opportunity to drive, and because the roads there are not as structured and well ordered as they are here, it'll be interesting what full self-driving does down there.
Right.
Because I'm definitely going to get it again. So
I was recently just in Mexico, and it struck me how that the rules there are just completely optional.
yeah,
Especially the lane lines. The lane lines are just optional.
they mean nothing. People just move across. If they see somebody coming, they'll move over and let them pass.
Yeah.
They'll go back to being in the middle of the road or anywhere. So my general impression so far is very, very smooth.
Yeah.
I was used to the old version 11, which would jerk a lot, which would come to abrupt stops. It would make movements quick, or it would be indecisive. And this is more of a flow. It's like it's a relatively confident driver who's driving, and he's just going with the flow, and it feels smooth. That's my feel. How's your experience been with the difference between the previous version 11 and this one?
Yeah, it's definitely much smoother. Very few interventions at all.
Right.
I do use the accelerator more when I'm driving myself. Right now, I'm just sort of letting the car do its
So we're
thing.
just doing a right turn here on a green arrow.
Yeah.
And it's just doing it.
Yeah. It's. I wish it would go a bit faster in most situations. It just seems like it's.
Yeah, I think most people would be happy. Their wives would be happy that it's not going faster.
Maybe.
Yes.
Although my wife, no. I don't think
Well,
she's
those of us who've been doing it all the time, we get used to it, and our wives get used to it.
Yeah.
But the average person in the street, especially now that Elon is giving a full 1 month free trial.
That's interesting.
Now, why?
I've never seen
Temperature?
that. I've never seen that. I didn't hit the. Oh, that's a safety. I've got a seatbelt issue, but
Oh, I see. Okay.
that's the regenerative thing. I've never seen that before. That's new.
I used to have it when the temperature was cold.
Right, but you usually get a snowflake, and then you get a different warning up here.
but I mean, you're not near 100%, which
Yeah.
would of course reduce it. So a smooth turn to the left,
Again.
absolutely smooth.
Yeah, did it on the yellow.
There are a few humps down this road as well,
Yeah.
like coming up right now. Yeah, that's good. It's really weird for you and I, who have been in on this experiment from the very day one. Remember when we were among the first Canadians to be able to do it, and it was a really iffy kind of a proposition in those early days. And this particular method with the neural networks and a completely different approach to training it has made all the difference.
Yeah.
For me, I think the very significant thing is going to be if it can be perfected, or let's say 99.9%, the opportunity to license it to other vehicle manufacturers is going to be a game changer. Because it will cause the shares to rocket when people see. And I think, who do you think will be the first company to buy or to license?
Not sure. Maybe Ford.
Yeah, Ford, definitely. Jim Farley has been much more amenable to. Look at this lovely. This is a very tricky intersection. I never used to get this right in version 11. It never went smoothly around here.
Right.
And this is doing it all on its own.
Yeah. And it didn't do anything. All I've done is
change to the lane. Yep, exactly.
change the speed a little bit so that then it goes away, and that's
exactly. But Jim Farley has always been the more honest of the CEOs. Letting people know, Tesla have got it. They are ahead of us.
Right.
We do need their charging stations, and then that led the stampede.
Yeah.
So if one of them starts off by buying FSD and licensing it, that opens the floodgates.
Yeah.
Because there's nobody else in the position of Tesla who has the data, the on the road miles,
Right.
the technology, the skills, the software. Nobody else has that, and they're not going to get it. Because
Absolutely.
how many billions of miles have Tesla vehicles had to drive to get to this point here?
Yeah.
Okay, so here we are. Here, apply slight turning force to the wheel. It's still nagging. You you do the same thing I do. You roll the wheel. That's it. That does it. Now we're going to be turning right ahead on Chesterfield. So
this will be a good one.
Yeah, it's moved into the right-hand lane, as it should do. Now, this looks like the truck is... No, it's turning.
No,
I thought it was parked. Yeah, I thought he was parked, but he's not.
Just go. Yeah.
So it's very smooth. I'm looking at the wheel, and it's just very gradual. There's just a gentle turn. Remember the early days when it used to jerk up and down?
Even in the last build, it would sometimes in the middle of a turn just...
Yeah.
Like just...
So now we're going, under this...
Again, and we might have to hit...
I think so. I don't know how you're meant to move on to the next segment.
Yeah.
So
it does say
there's nothing
autopilot navigation complete here. It did say it down there, but...
Yeah. Looks like it's going to come to a stop at a point just ahead of us. Oh.
It's going to let that car go.
Yeah, it's let the car in.
Because it's just stopping.
No, because it's seeing the pin a little further. It let the car go. Wow.
Yeah.
Impressive. Now what does it do? Is there anyone behind?
No,
that's okay.
There's a bus coming.
Well, let's see what happens.
So I think it's going to do a loop like it did in the other case. So I'm just going to do the edit trip again. Trick. Take. Oh. What's it doing here? Oh, it's pulling over. Oh, it's pulling over. Okay, well maybe.
All right, it did the right thing.
I didn't do anything. I didn't even.
Wow.
So
it just did it.
It just decided to go after it ended the trip. So that was good.
Okay, this is a lovely part of Lonsdale, down at the waterfront area, the Tap and Barrel, and the open air concert section. Lovely to come to during the summer.
Yeah.
So where are we heading for now? We've got a right turn coming up.
Yeah, it's gonna go
right here.
Down here on Esplanade, and then it's gonna go left. I think what road that is.
It's gonna go up St. George's.
Yeah.
So that's ahead there. So how long have you had version 12 installed?
Since the weekend.
And so, what time did it come? Nighttime, daytime?
Well, it came in the middle. It came on Easter. Easter morning. Easter morning. It was an Easter present from the Easter.
Now it accelerated.
Yeah,
my gosh, that picked up speed. And is it going to go? Well, it can't because the cars are here, and we lost our green arrow, but will it go now?
It should just go.
Look at that. Oh my goodness. This is a very new, confident beast, isn't it?
And we've got
my goodness.
up here. We got a crosswalk with
we got all kind of stuff happening here.
Stop. It should stop. There, it does.
It did, but this is a lady.
Yeah. Oh.
Like a human. Well, it's sort of crept up a little bit.
Yeah.
Check nothing's happening. Now we do have cones, or the North Shore equivalent of cones here. Another red Tesla.
It does very well in construction zones, even.
So when I was driving version 11, it did not do well. It was scary. It drove me into the path of oncoming cars at one point, and I had to intervene.
Wow.
I don't understand why.
Yeah.
Because it could see the cars coming.
Yeah.
And maybe it would have stopped, but I didn't want to risk
it. So we've got a max speed problem here. This is map data that's wrong on this road, I know. So I'm basically just...
wind the wheel and push it up higher.
Yeah, I did hit the accelerator just to get out of it, but...
a little trick we all use.
Now it's fine.
Yeah. So green flashing lights, it should know that that's safe to go.
Yeah, this road further up by the hospital, it also says it's 10 kilometers an hour.
Which is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's no...
No. If you went 10, they'd push you off the road, basically. Now, it's interesting, if you go full screen, it doesn't show you the indication of where it's going, although it would say right there 140 meters turn. Yep. Which is coming up ahead. So, correct me if I'm wrong, there'll be no interventions on your part excepting for the end of each leg of the trip, where we just stopped it and we engaged it. But no interventions, and it's been very, very smooth. So we are coming to another section that I believe has some construction and some cones, but we're going to turn right. Is it?
Speed is wrong here again as well. So that's a pedestrian here on my left.
Yeah, it saw that guy.
It's good here that it moved all the way over to the right.
Yeah.
This other car.
Let these others go.
Now it's
Yeah, look at that. Smooth. Very nice.
So it has, actually in the same intersection on the other side when I was coming to meet you, it didn't. It took the entire lane, and there was a guy who looked like he was going to end. But my signal was on, so he didn't.
Yeah, it's hard for the other cars because they don't quite know your intentions.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, but it did have the signal on, so the guy...
So this is, the road narrows, and yeah, it moved in. That's fine. That was good. And a little further on, I think there was some construction going on, and certainly the road did some weird things. So we'll see how this works. Is this going up?
You know what? I'm gonna divert here. There's a traffic circle and some bike lanes over here.
Ah, okay.
So take me to Andrews on 8th. Yeah, it's going.
I think you have to tap it.
No, it is.
No, okay. All right, good.
Just,
there we go.
Okay, it's going to do some weird U-turn situation.
Quick diversion.
I've never seen that before. But it is actually going to go back the way I wanted to go. I don't think it's going to be able to do that U-turn there. Let's have a look. That is a tight intersection.
It is. Well,
I think it'll probably divert. It'll get there and realize it can't do it.
Let's have a look. Okay, we gotta wait.
There's a traffic circle and these weird bike lanes.
Up over there?
Yeah,
okay.
Over there, and we should be able to see the interaction. We might be able to get it to... the one time I have had to basically take over because the car got stuck.
Look at that. In anticipation of that car passing us, it already moved forward. It never did that in version 11. This is really good.
Oh, wait, this is a turning circle here.
Yeah, it is.
We'll see what it does.
It knew. Okay, well, it indicates it's going to go around. Let's see if it does.
Yeah. So what I was trying to say is there's a bike lane over there that's the only place where it's actually gotten stuck. It basically pulled in behind a car.
Oh, okay.
Because another car was oncoming and it forced it over.
Look at this. Look at this.
It's going right around.
The perfect circle.
Yeah.
And a big U-turn for us.
Yeah.
And look at that. It came to the right-hand side by the sidewalk, let that car go by, and then pulled out.
Yeah. It's doing very well.
I am stunned.
Yeah.
I'm honestly stunned. I mean, I made dozens of recorded trips on version 11, version 10, and all the earlier ones. And if any of them had been a tenth like this, you know, it would have been stunning. This is a person driving the car.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's a person. So where's it going to now? We're heading up.
Yeah, it's got the wrong...
Okay, all right, that's fine.
Sure. I'm going to move it back up to 60. It's basically...
I mean, that is a function of incorrect mapping, but it's the least irritable thing, because your thumb instinctively goes to the wheel. Just push it up and you get the speed up over there. So maximum 30, I don't think so. But on the other hand, we could have been driving incorrectly all these years and not knowing that. So just sits calmly and waits. Very quick. Now that's a very quick response to the change. The earlier ones would just slowly ease in. This actually pulled away.
Yeah.
It pulled. I've got to swing to the right, and there will be a right turn coming up on St. Andrews.
Yeah. And it's going to do a UE there too. I might have to do the edit trick.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll see.
But this is the bike lane here on the right. It's
which makes it tricky.
If you can see that they basically made it as wide as an
as a car lane. Yeah.
And then it's doing it quite well.
Wow, look at that.
It got stuck behind that truck last time.
Look at that. That is very...
Okay, so here's
now it's going to the right.
I'm going to have to disengage.
Well, let's just see.
Yeah.
Because it does say it's got to go to the circle. Does it think that this guy is waiting to go around the circle?
It's because this bike lane is forcing the parked cars into...
Wait a few moments. Let's just see if it does anything.
It won't. Even if I hit the accelerator, it'll just pull up to the car in front.
All right, so we're going to have to disengage at this point here. Yeah. We're behind a car that's parked, and it thinks that... Yeah, wait till it's clear to go anyway.
Yeah. There's a car behind me.
Yeah, but look, it does say autopilot navigation complete.
No, this one says that's my...
It did. Autopilot navigation is complete. So it thinks it's finished.
Yeah, it does.
It pulled over to allow you to
All right, well, let's just try this again, the edit trick.
Okay.
That one. Done.
Okay.
Okay. We're still on autopilot. I haven't touched anything.
All right. There we go. It's starting to...
So it should go around that circle.
So it's seeing that the circle provides a way out.
Yeah. I still think it's stuck though. Let me just tap the accelerator.
Okay.
Nothing. Nothing. Okay. I'm just gonna disengage.
You gotta disengage.
See, the car could have done it. It just didn't want to.
It chose not to for some reason. Okay, now we have a circle that... there we go. Now, it saw that they were about to enter, but that they'd stopped.
Yeah.
They were hesitating. And it just went, and that's great. So we're going right around the circle, 360.
The oncoming car, it should pull over. No, it's...
No, the car waited, but it saw the car waiting.
I waved. Say thank you.
Because the car isn't yet capable of waves.
Yeah. Good flash lights.
So we're turning left here.
So this is an interesting double stop sign situation.
This is tricky.
Yeah.
This is one way just in front of us, and it's the direction we want to go. It's right across the intersection. It's quite tricky, and there's an orange amber light flashing, and there are lots of cars coming. So let's see what happens here.
Oh, and then the sky's going. Is it going to go? I'm not going to let it.
Oh, there we go. Oh.
Interesting. It's okay. This car let me go.
Yeah, he let you go.
So this is an example of a big change between 11 and 12. It would always, in 11, it would see this as sort of that median turn, like that Chuck Puck.
Oh, yeah, that's
right.
it.
It would swing right and then left.
Yes.
And it would sometimes not stop at the stop sign.
Yeah.
Depending on the situation. Now, I can't go because that guy...
Now we got a bunch of cars that way, and then this guy
has the right of way.
come straight.
And
he has
the right of way.
He has theoretically.
Yeah. And
he's
not
is
going. He's not going. And maybe because we're sort of lurching.
Well, we still got 3 cars coming from the right-hand side. So he's obviously... Now, let's see. He should be... No, yeah.
He was aggressive there.
So legally, we should have waited for the other guy coming. But it also probably interpreted that guy's hesitancy as maybe he's just stopped there.
Right.
Maybe he's not doing anything because he hasn't indicated he's going to do something.
Yeah.
So there we are here, and I think we've got... Yeah, there should be a slowdown ahead with some traffic cones or some construction activity going on.
Yeah, it's going, it's fine.
No, it is. And it turns in. You know, what is truly stunning to me, Shawn, is that when a human approaches roads that look a little confusing, we slow right down because we don't know what we're doing. The car is working with a confidence I've yet to see now. Will it pull over because of the ambulance?
It's slowing. It did not.
Well, we got a car pulling up. Look at that. That guy just...
well, he was pulled over.
He was pulled over for the ambulance, and we weren't. Yeah. So perhaps that's part of the algorithm that it hasn't yet learned.
Yeah, I was expecting it to pull him over a bit there more, but
it did slow down.
It did.
Yeah. But to continue the thought, if we as humans find a road confusing, we slow right down and we're uncertain. This is treating roads it's never seen before with confidence. Because since you got version 12, I don't think have you come on this section?
No.
So
no.
So for this software, this is the first time it knows that intersection.
Yeah.
And yet it confidently moved left into the lane and turned confidently.
But it's seen,
it's seen other people do it.
Yeah.
But it may not have seen this particular road.
It's got footage from the previous builds, right? That's how they do it. The clips are sent to the cars, whether they have FSD or not.
Right.
Whenever they see something they want to record, the cars just upload the data.
Yeah. I mean, I do wonder how they choose the appropriate clips to show. How do they...
They have triggers based on criteria. I don't know exactly. They have neural nets that they're detecting when they want to record something.
Yeah.
And then they record those clips and then send them up.
Yeah. this so far, very confident.
V11 did this pretty well for me, from what I remember.
I think I may have had vehicles that were doing weird things in front of me, and
Yeah.
like there, it can go right here. Mine try to go right to pass.
Right.
And of course, that's going onto the freeway. There's not a passing lane for Lynn Valley. But this is doing the right thing.
Oh, we have a bike up here that...
Yes, we got a bike. Let's see what happens
Oh,
there.
he's gonna get over. Or she.
Well, they're in the right-hand lane and we stay left.
Yeah, it's interesting. There's a little stretch of road there, but there's no bike lane under there.
Yeah, that's under there. That's right. North Vancouver District Public Library in 600 meters.
So this one, it may pull over in the bus lane.
I think it will.
Yeah.
We always do that. You know, if my wife's going to drop a book, she'll quickly walk, just as long as there's no bus there.
Yeah. There might be bikes as well, so we'll see.
Yeah, so let's have a look. Well, we used to live a little further on Peters Road, remember?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
And so this is my old hangout. And lovely that you've got the cherry blossoms again. So it should then move into the right-hand lane if it's going to pull over.
Yeah,
so let's see what happens.
Let's just maybe waiting to clear the intersection.
And wait for the Tesla Model S. Look at that. Look at that. It's doing so well in advance. Now we've got a bike here.
This will be interesting.
Yeah, it will be interesting.
It's definitely slowing for the bike.
Yeah, he doesn't want to run that guy down.
I might try to pull in right behind this guy.
Yeah, very good. Yes.
Now, will it clear the lane? Yeah, it did.
Yeah, no, it's out of the lane. And this is the end of the...
We have one more.
We have one more leg to get back to
7-Eleven.
7-Eleven. Okay.
So we'll do that trick again.
All right. So should go now. There it goes. And we're going to turn right down mountain. So this is a pedestrian crossing here, but with nobody here, what does it do? Right through. Oh, I like that.
Very good.
Oh, I like that. I mean, it used to stop every time regardless of people for me. That was very good.
A little hesitant here.
Yeah, but I guess it sees that it's in a lane that's having to merge, and it's...
And there's a car coming up behind me as well.
Yeah, so it's having to weigh its options.
On my left. So maybe that's what it was. Let's just see what the map's gonna... So it's gonna go all the way down into that big intersection. Okay. Oh. Doesn't like it when I touch the screen.
So once again, it's got the vehicles that were crossing the intersection perfectly indicated on the animation, but there are other things that it's not showing, like a person on the other side of the road. Well, no, that's this person.
Oh.
That person over there, while large enough to be seen, is not being indicated. But that's just...
Let's see, maybe...
Yeah, it doesn't mean that it's not picking them up. It just means it doesn't have cause to indicate them.
Oh, it did, just at the end there.
It did.
It just
okay.
flashed. It did show. See if it renders the dog. No, it renders
See, it rendered those yellow lines beautifully.
Yeah.
What about the hashes here? It doesn't put the hashes.
No.
It just shows the outline, the border.
It rendered the dog as a person. It was a very large dog.
Well, I've always said that dogs are better humans than most humans, so I think that's probably why it did that. So this is a very well-known road to me, and a little further down, it narrows and the curves gets very sharp, and it should slow right down. Let's see if the car does. Car's not slowing yet, but there is a sign just ahead that says 40k coming up to it right now.
So it's,
and look at that. It is.
It's put it at 30.
It's put it at 30, which is incorrect.
Yeah.
So you just roll it up a little.
Yeah.
I roll it up to 50 actually.
There was a school zone back there, but I don't think
There was.
It was 30 zone.
So we come to another set of lights around the corner, but this is billed as 40K, so whether they're red or they're green, we'll be in a position to stop.
Now the intersection down here is with the highway off-ramp.
I used to have problems there.
Yeah, and so it's completely fixed.
Is it really?
Yeah. So when you used to be coming off the highway and the 11,
yes.
We turn left into the leftmost lane, which is another left turn lane, which you don't want to be anyway.
Yeah, correct.
Now it actually swings all the way over.
Now let's see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically here, this intersection,
Mine used to go into there and then be dead-ended.
Oh.
Because I was forced to go left, even if I was going straight, it went into the left.
That left lane it would sometimes get stuck in. Yep. And now it swings all the way.
Oh, this is very good. So now we're going to be turning up right a little bit ahead.
Yep. Still
going up
way
Keith.
Too slow for me.
Yeah, I know.
There's no way it's...
Yeah.
People are driving 60, 70 here.
Now, in theory, it should go into the right lane because that's... Oh, look at that. Look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good.
And there's a weird bike lane with a curb that's sort of protecting it. And
that it's got to avoid.
It used to get very close to that curb. Now it's pretty good.
So here's where you want to, as a human, accelerate and keep as close to the car as possible so you don't miss the green.
Yeah.
And here's that little island that gets in the way. And there's the little bike lane. It's going around it very nicely. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Another red Model 3. And a white one. They are all over. Although we've yet to see the Highland version on the road.
Oh, I've seen two.
Have you seen two already? Ah.
A white one and a grey one.
It looks very cool.
Yeah.
Well, the red one looks, in my biased view, it looks the best.
I agree.
So
this will be interesting because sometimes on this road, it will just go in the right lane for no reason. Just because.
The right lane that turns up Grand Boulevard.
Yeah, no, it doesn't turn up, it ends. Before
it does. It does end, yeah.
So maybe it's seeing
there's the bus ahead.
And it's deciding not to go in the lane, but it may it's gonna go in it.
No. Well, let's see what it does. No. It is.
It is going safely.
But let's see what happens.
And there's a long train of traffic. Now it's gonna have to force its way over.
Well, how will it do that?
And someone hopefully will be nice enough.
Let's see how it does that.
Actually, someone's turning left, so it's actually the right lane to be in. Oh, but this guy's turning right. So it's actually gonna work out for us.
Yeah.
Oh, the bus. Okay.
Oh, it did it.
Yeah,
it did it.
Perfect. That was actually the quickest route through there.
That was unexpectedly aggressive, like a human would do it.
Very slowly, though. I mean, like it was whipping around. And it would always used to dive into this right lane here.
Yeah. Is it going to do it now?
It would go in and then come back out quickly.
Right.
Perfect. That's fixed.
So we've got these cones or markers on the right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Smooth stop.
This is interesting. They've left this lane shut.
Look how messed up that is. Look at the white barricade markers all over the place, and the yellow ones over there. This is a messed up intersection.
Yeah.
But anyway. It's handling it well.
Yeah, they closed this. They made that a bike lane because of COVID, because they didn't want the bikes and the people on the bike path because they had a shared path. Now they're just keeping that lane closed.
Oh man, but this has always been an awful intersection, you know, because it's almost too close to the one just before it.
And you can see at rush hour this.
Yeah, that becomes a real bottleneck and a congestion point.
And then people go around and they go through the school zone to get around this traffic.
You often find it doesn't show the traffic lights early. You know, when we were back there another 50 meters back, it wasn't even showing them.
Right.
And as a human, you could see them easily.
Yeah.
Which again is an indication that it's not showing you everything it sees.
Yeah.
That's what it's showing us. Here's Model Y. Interesting that we have not seen a Model X this trip.
No. It's an older Model S.
Yeah. Older Model S and lots of 3s and Y. So.
Yeah, lots of Ys.
I am impressed by the rate of speed pickup after it begins when the lights change. it accelerates quickly. It accelerates like I would do.
Yeah. Here's an example of someone blocking the intersection.
Yeah.
That's what it did the other day.
Yeah.
But it happens to people, so.
Well, I mean, but sometimes you think you're going to get through, and then they're not moving, so then you're stuck.
Yeah.
But no, it shouldn't be stuck in the middle of an intersection. You shouldn't move into it.
Yeah.
In theory. I wonder if the car would.
Well, like I said the other day, it started to go into the intersection.
Okay.
And was over the crosswalk, and the car in front of me, when the light changed red, he was blocking the intersection. So the car stopped.
So you had to intervene at that point, because it doesn't go into reverse. Yeah.
If it had been able to reverse it, would have been able to go back like 3 feet, and it would have been fine. But I had to do it manually.
I wonder why they don't allow it to reverse. It's got cameras in the back as well.
Yeah, I don't think they trained it yet.
Yeah, it's training. It must be training. So correctly it waits, and then it goes. It's all right.
That was good.
And it's turning.
It's not.
It's going to go in the correct exit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
It's perfect.
Yeah, perfect. I mean, literally. Couldn't have been done better by you or I.
Just gonna speed up here. Now, this is interesting. The pin is on the left.
Yes, it is.
So I don't know how it's going to pull over.
Okay, let's see.
Right. Let's see what it does. Wow. There we go.
That is impressive.
I didn't do anything. And let's see what it does. It might try to go in that spot.
Or perhaps
No,
it'll just sit here.
I think it's done.
Okay, well that's perfect. So we can just stop
go
it.
this
Hey,
guy's-
oops.
There's a guy coming.
Yeah, we have to park.
Yeah.
He was wondering why you were just sitting there, you know.
It's like, what are you doing?
You've had it for about a week now.
Yeah. Less than a week.
And what have been any negative aspects that are worse than the previous builds of version 11?
I feel like just the slowness. It's just very hesitant.
You think it's slower than 11?
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely slower. Because in 11, you could just set the max speed and it would always hit it.
Yes.
So here, it feels like it's always going at whatever speed it wants
So
to
it's
go.
using its own discretion here
always.
and not hitting the speed you always
Exactly. It never basically hits the max speed.
put. But you could argue that that's the car using its judgment to actually be safer than the top speed might otherwise indicate.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think it's probably doing the right thing.
But as a human, it's
Yes,
irritant.
it's frustrating. Yeah. But
okay.
other than that, it's a little bit hesitant around pedestrians, like we just saw.
Yes,
If they're getting close to the curb, it will slow down.
Yeah.
Whereas the human driver wouldn't.
No,
do that.
wouldn't.
Never would do that.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, it's been great. Like it's fixed like at least 5 or 6 major issues for me on my route, and it would always like go in that right lane when it shouldn't, and it doesn't anymore. And turning left, it's very good at turning left now. Like, you just go right behind a car as long as it's clear. We didn't get a chance to see if there was a gap, like 2 cars, like with
yes.
I think it does that very well now.
Yeah. My take is that I can't believe how smooth it is. It feels literally like a relatively competent human driver. It feels like it's got a newfound confidence that the previous version did not have. The biggest thing to me is it felt safe at all times. I was never concerned. I never thought that the car was going to miss something or it was going to get into a difficult, tricky situation. The car was like a competent driver. Thank you, Shawn, for taking the time out to do it. I go back to Cozumel with mixed feelings. I love being back here again and being in the car, but I can't wait for the next version to be announced.
Yeah.
And if anyone's got any insights into that, please let us know. And by the way, a very important public service announcement. If you own Tesla shares, you absolutely need to make sure you vote those shares before June the 13th. There are some very important issues, including the reinstitution of Elon's compensation package that a judge in Delaware stripped him of, thanks to a shareholder that only had nine shares. Can you believe it? So if you've not voted your shares, you need to get there, get the control number from whoever your investment company is, and vote those shares. And I would just suggest that you take Tesla's recommendation for yes or no on each of the items that will come up on the agenda. Coming up in the next few days are some very interesting articles that you're going to want to see about Tesla's future, Tesla's prospects, and especially information relating to the perfected version of full self-driving, the prospects of licensing, and how that's going to affect Tesla's value. If you're a shareholder, that's important, and if you're not, it's still important if you own a Tesla. Thank you once again for watching. I do look forward to bringing those episodes to you now in the near future, and I know you'll enjoy what's coming up soon. Thanks for now, and cheers.